acting as the perfect companion piece to the tragically underappreciated Neil Armstrong biopic First Man, Apollo 11 is the must-see documentary feature event of the year. Stick around and find out why. What is up, everyone, and welcome to Men vs. Movies. I'm Griffin, as always, and if this is your first time checking out the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button where we take on the best and worst of cinema on a weekly basis. Apollo 11 is a documentary directed by Todd Douglas Miller, and as you can imagine, it's a look at the Apollo 11 moon landing mission that happened back in June of 1969, featuring never-before-seen footage and audio recordings. This documentary takes you straight into the heart of NASA's most celebrated mission as astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin embark on a historic trip to the moon. Now, coming out of Sundance, this was a film that was getting a ton of buzz. A lot of people were talking about it. People were talking about how immersive it was and how excellently restored the archival footage was. And I have to wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment because this is a film that begs to be seen on the largest screen you possibly can to truly appreciate the time and effort that went into making this footage look as incredible as it does. From the second this film opens with them bringing in the launch pad, my jaw actually hit the floor. Well, maybe not actually. That's kind of a metaphor, but you get what I'm saying. The restoration of this footage is so detailed and crisp, and the colors really pop. This is part of what makes Apollo 11 feel like such a time capsule. Like we're sitting here watching the event unfold with the people who were involved or the spectators who were watching as the rocket took off. And because this is a film that was made to be seen in IMAX, you really get a sense of scale, and that helps immerse you even further in the mission. And while the restoration of this archival footage is truly incredible, what really makes this film effective is the incredible sound work done here through the restoration of the audio, the sound design, that paired with these incredible images really places you back into 1969 to experience the Apollo mission as if you were there. There are no interviews, there is no narration. This is a story that is told solely through the voices of those that made the impossible possible. And so as a result, we, the audience, are really getting a first-hand examination of what actually went down in incredible detail, I might add. From Buzz Aldrin in the cabin of Apollo 11, just using a little handheld camera, from the guys who were documenting the control room, from the news crews outside taking a look at the crowds, the sheer amount of footage that the filmmakers had to work with is unfathomable, and it's incredible to see some of these never-before-seen sequences brought to life in such an outstanding manner. And because you're experiencing this event through actual documented footage, perhaps Apollo 11's greatest bonus is how it lends credence to the authenticity of First Man, as the two films feel completely identical in their approach. And not to continue harping on First Man, but it just really made me appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship that went into authentically telling the story of Neil Armstrong. As you sit there observing the awestruck faces and reactions of all the members of the Apollo team, it gives you a new appreciation for the event. And not just that, the filmmakers actually make you believe it. Apollo propels you to the edge of your seat during the most iconic countdown of all time that is beautifully paced and enhanced by unbelievably authentic and, once again, immersive sound design. Only this time, you're not seeing a movie's recreation. You are seeing and feeling the real thing. And I have to add that Matt Morton's effectively atmospheric score enhances some of the more iconic moments as well. Before I give you my final verdict, guys, on Apollo 11, why don't you take a second here and like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews and movie-related content on a weekly basis. If you couldn't tell already, I absolutely loved this film. It is by far the most immersive documentary I have ever seen, and it beautifully recounts the events of the Apollo 11 mission. And so I encourage you all to embark upon the journey in glorious IMAX as Apollo 11 thrusts you back in time to relive history, experiencing the sights and sounds of the iconic liftoff as if it were yesterday. And so for all of those reasons and the reasons I've mentioned throughout my review, I'm ultimately going to be giving Apollo 11 Supercharged. And now I want to hear from you all. I want to know what your favorite real life or realistic space adventure flick is down in the comments section below. And as always, guys, be sure to like Men vs. Movies on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter simply by searching Men vs. Movies. And lastly, if you like me specifically and you like what I have to say, you can always give me a follow on Twitter at Griff Schiller. All right. That's going to do it for this review, guys. Go check out this film if it's playing in a theater near you. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And until next time, take care.